you can all hear me. Can you just give me like a thumbs up? A thumbs up if you can hear me, please. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for confirming. All right, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for taking out time to join us again on this call this evening. We do not take it for granted. I hope we've had an amazing day. I hope we've had an amazing day, productive day so far. Okay, so without further ado, so we would just like to get to know you briefly. I know that you're joining this webinar because you came across a flyer online and you just really wanted to know or come find out about how you can begin your journey in cloud computing, right? Because we're here to give you a roadmap, a solid roadmap tonight on how to get started. So please ensure that you still stay with us till the end of today's webinar, because we're going to be giving you like a full roadmap of how you can begin your journey into cloud computing. All right. But before we proceed, we just really want to get to know you. We want to know where you're joining us from tonight. We want to get to know your location and also to have an idea about your background. Let's get to know if you have any technical background or you're coming from a non-technical background. So please, very quickly in the chat box, you can just introduce yourself to us. Tell us your location. Of course, we can see your name already, but we'd just like to know your location, where you're joining us from, and also getting to let us know if you're transitioning to tech or you already have a tech background. So very quickly, we'll just like you to do that. And while you're also doing that, we'll still like to have more people join us on the call. I know that we are quite a number already, but this will be great if you can get more people to join us so you can extend this invitation to your friends, extend it to your colleague, your family member, that person that you have and has been thinking or contemplating on maybe transitioning into tech. So you can share this to them, and you never can know, this might be their final bus stop in making that decision, to transition to tech. So please kindly just share the link. We would paste the link in the chat box so you can just share with your friends, your colleague, this link so that we can really get more people on the call and get to help people make a clear decision tonight. All right, so I am going to be in the chat box. I can see some of our messages already, but please ensure that you invite someone to join us. This is the way you can show love to them, especially in this vow period, right? Whether they are male or female, this is one of the ways you can actually show them love in this Valentine's period. So please ensure that you get them to join, get that someone special to join the call tonight, please and please. Okay, so I'm going to be going to the chat box now to read some messages before we move on from here. Okay, so this person says, I'm Ugo, I'm joining from Lagos, a web developer, and with growing focus on cloud engineering. That's amazing, Ugo. That's amazing. Thank you so much for joining. Robert is joining from Cameroon. Okay, do you have any tech background, or you're basically just want to transition into tech? Let's get to hear from you, please. Okay, so Toyin says, an IT support engineer from Lagos. That's amazing. Good to know. Stephen says is located in Abu Dhabi. Amazing, amazing. Stephen, let's get to know more about you. Do you already have like a tech experience, or you are just a fresher and you're thinking of transitioning into tech? Let's get to hear from you. Okay, Bayo is joining from Abuja, a web designer. Amazing, amazing. Okay, Henry from Malta. Okay. Henry, you can just tell us if you have a tech experience or a tech background, basically. Let's get to know our audience and the people we're speaking to tonight. Joe Michael is joining from Osun State, a web designer and also a project manager. Amazing, amazing. Joy, okay, Princess joining from Ondo State, UI, UX designer, amazing. John is joining from the UK, some tech experience in data science. That's good. Okay, Henry says he would love to transition. Amazing. That's really beautiful. We like the mix. We like the mix tonight. We like the mix tonight. So that's really amazing. Basically tonight we have our guest speaker on the call already, and she's going to be telling us about the pathway, how you can basically get into cloud computing. Probably you've been hearing about cloud computing, DevOps, and you're like, what's this all about? What's this word all about and all? So tonight you're really going to be getting the breakdown of what cloud computing is all about, and you'll be able to make a decision by the end of this webinar tonight on whether you will be transitioning or not. But I believe that everyone on this call, you should be making that decision, especially if you really want to get a better paying job this year, in this year 2026 basically. Okay, so I'm going to be taking some few more chats here, reading some few more chats before we get into the next stage. Okay. Please, like we already announced, ensure that you share the link. Ensure that you share the link. It's a way to show some love to your loved ones, your friends, family, colleague, whoever is special. Just share the link with them, get them to join. It's going to be an impactful session tonight as well. So please ensure that you get to share the link with everyone. Chris is joining from Accra, Ghana. Okay, computer science, amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, Matthew from Lagos, amazing, this is beautiful. Greatness is joining from Ileife. I've moved from learning web development, cybersecurity with very little experience, but finally decided, amazing, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, Omosede is joining from UK, Newbie. All right, G Dots, network administrator. Okay, amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for letting us know and for hinting us about your background tonight. So without further ado, I'm just going to be introducing our guest speaker, who she will be diving into how we can transition into cloud computing over the next 16 weeks, right? So very quickly, I'm going to be reading a bio and I will be handing over to her to take over from here. Okay, so let me quickly get through that. All right, Gbemisola Ojo is a cloud DevOps manager at PwC in the United Kingdom and the founder of Cloudboosta Technology Solutions, an edtech company that has trained more than 100 students and supported their transition from non-tech backgrounds into well-paying roles. She brings extensive experience in managing cloud infrastructures and streamlining software development processes. She is a certified AWS Solutions Architect Associate and a strong passion for technology coupled with commitment to continual learning inspired a transition from mechanical engineering into the tech industry. Gbemisola is happily married and a proud mother of two. So ladies and gentlemen, with all joy this evening, please let's make welcome Gbemisola Ojo as she takes over from here. I believe we're excited to learn from her tonight. So I want to see the emojis. I want to see everything popping as she takes over from here tonight. Over to you, Gbemi.
Thank you, Ife. Good evening, everyone. I know it's evening for some people, for someone like me. I'm in a different part of the world, but I know that most people it's probably good evening. Thank you so much, Ife. It's always a joy. It's always a joy to share. And I know that everyone here is probably thinking about how they can get into tech. Some of you have reached out to me personally. We've not had time to chat. Just take this as our personal chat, right? Because it's going to be it's basically one-on-one with everybody. And that's why we always like to get to know you, where you're joining us from, what's your current background. And it's been a delight just hearing, the exciting things that some of you are doing. So without so much ado, I'm just going to go straight into the meat of this conversation. This is a masterclass, right? And what that means is that we're breaking down exactly what your journey will look like should you decide that you want to transition into tech, particularly in the area of cloud computing and DevOps. I can assure you there are lots of opportunities in this field. I've been doing this for the last 8 years of my life thereabouts, and I have absolutely no regrets. And we'll get to talk about all of that in the masterclass. So please stay with me. There's always something, for people who stay till the end. So don't leave in between. Just stay till the end and hear all that we have to offer. Okay, so cloud computing, right? This is a free masterclass, just like I said, and you're going to learn how you can go from where you are right now into becoming a competent cloud DevOps professional who can actually take on a role, right, within an 18-week period. So I'm introducing you to a 16-week period. I'm introducing you to our 16-week Cloud DevOps path, right? And this is designed for all learners, whether you're new to tech, whether you've been in tech for many years, whatever the case is, right? We want you to learn only what gets you hired. I always say this, and it's so important. What's the point of you learning so many skills and then you don't end up getting a job at the end of the day, right? Ultimately, you want to position yourself to be in a field where you're learning and all your learnings are being put into actually making a living for yourself. So I just want you to stay with me, right, as I talk you through how that is possible. As I've been introduced already, I'm Gbemisola Ojo, and I'm a manager in PwC UK, certified solutions architect, over 8 years experience. I'm very passionate about all things, kingdom. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a mentor, everything has to do with women. I'm passionate about it, and even technology. Right. I have a background in mechanical engineering, and I've been able to move into technology. So it doesn't matter what your background. And people think that engineering and tech is the same. It's not the same, guys. Two different fields completely, right? And we'll talk about all of that. So I'm primarily based in the UK, but I move around a lot. I'm currently in Canada as we speak. If I'm going to be having a conversation with you next week, I'll be in the UK. If it's going to be the week after, then you'll probably see me in Lagos. So, and it's part of the perks of the kind of work that we do in this field. So anywhere you see me, just say hi. I've met different people across the world, but anyway, I'm primarily based in the UK, but I'm usually everywhere. So I'm the founder of Cloudboosta, and I'll tell you what we do. Now, who is this for? This is very important because, somebody said I'm like empty, and I hope that's a good comment. Anyway, what is this for? It is for professionals who are seeking change. So some of you, are you stuck in a low-paying job? Or are you somebody that doesn't have a tech? Are you somebody that desires to have a better pay and flexibility? Then this is for you. All throughout the nations I've been going to, I carry my laptop. I'm getting my job done, right? I'm not limited by any territory, any time zone. I mean, it's afternoon where I am right now. It doesn't matter. That's the flexibility of technology. So if you're someone that wants that flexibility, then this conversation, this masterclass is for you. Are you an African immigrant? You've moved to UK, you've moved to US, you've moved to Europe, Poland, Germany, Austria, or you moved to Australia even, right? You've moved recently. We use the word jackpot for people that move, to all these countries. And you're tired of survival wages. When I first moved to the UK 10 years ago, I also did it. I tell people there's no kind of job that I have not done, right, at that stage. But unless you map out a roadmap for how you're going to earn better, then things are not going to change. Just because time has passed does not mean things are going to change. You have to make a decision that, you know what, I want to leave this current job I'm doing and do something else. So if you're tired of survival wages, or you're tired of working below your potential, I feel like this is something I say a lot about what we do at Cloudboosta. It's not necessarily for people who are not working. I'm sure most of you have one or two things that you're doing. But my question for you is that the best you can do? Right? With the brain that you have, with the kind of tenacity that you have, with the kind of diligence and passion that you have, what if you channel that energy into a field that will reward you better? Are you looking for visa sponsorship? You're in US, Canada, UK, and you need a sponsorship. I've been sponsored all throughout my career until I did not need sponsorship again. And it's because of this same cloud computing skills. And I want you to benefit from it as well. Or are you an aspiring migrant? You're looking to relocate, right? Before you relocate, you want to think about what value are you going to add to that country you're moving to. All of this helps your relocation plans. Are you somebody who wants a valuable skill, or you're seeking better opportunities both home and abroad? Then this conversation is for you. So if this conversation is for you, please, can you just put in the chat box that, yes, you're talking about me? Just put it in the chat box so I can know. And if it's not for you, you can say, well, this is not for me. Let's see it. Tell me if I'm talking about you or not. Put it in the chat box if any of these things that I've said resonates with you. Okay, somebody has given me a thumbs up. Put it in the chat box. Let me know. Or you can just say yes, 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 or no, no, no. Or you can give me a thumbs up. Okay. Somebody said me. Okay, yes. So amazing. Oh, it's my flesh and blood did not reveal it to me. Okay, good, good. So you're in the right place, and let's continue the conversation. Thank you for confirming. I can see your responses. So let's do a quick reality check about what exactly is going on in our world today. According to recent statistics, approximately 23% of workers worldwide hold 3 or more jobs, with up to 61% of individuals holding 3 or more jobs reporting that they still struggle to cover their expenses. Can you imagine having to do 2 jobs, having to do 3 jobs, and somebody is still struggling to cover their expenses? But this is the reality of most of us today. 60% of workers globally live paycheck to paycheck. This is the reality that we are facing in our world today. About 70% of working professionals feel stuck with no clear path forward in their career. I'm sure all these things sound familiar to us because it's building up on the conversation we had. So that's the quick reality check. This is actually what is happening to us today. And we're not just going to keep quiet. We have to think about what are we going to do differently, right? What are we going to do differently? This is so important. Also, another reality check you need to be familiar with is that, do you know that even when we have people that are living from paycheck to paycheck, people that are having to do 2 or 3 jobs to survive, on the other hand, there are still technology jobs available globally. There are still roles that are still unfilled in this field of cloud computing that I'm introducing to you today. The numbers don't lie. The average salary of a professional in the UK with cloud computing skills and has gotten a job is between 45,000 to 60,000 pounds, right? For people in Canada, the salary range is between 65,000 to 95,000 Canadian dollars. Same thing with the US, right? $60,000 to $110,000. We actually have, I have friends that are working this job in this country. This is not a lie. We have, and when you come into Cloudboosta, you interact with these professionals as well. People who are able to do remote jobs are within the range of $50,000 to $90,000. There are opportunities, and these are even entry-level positions. So when they give you criteria that, for you to get a visa, for you to stay back in the UK, you need to hit this salary threshold and all of that. Not all jobs can hit those salary thresholds, but cloud computing can, because the salary range is really, really good. Another reality check is that, do you know that this skills gap still exists? 37% of IT leaders identify DevOps as their top technical skills gap. 20% of these gaps that we're talking about, there's 20% gap between open DevOps roles, qualified professionals, and 68% of IT teams now have upskilling program, right? Because they're like, you know what, we don't have DevOps engineers. Let's just look inwards and see people that can do this job, and let's see how we can upskill them, which has not been happening before. So upskilling programs have gone up by 30% from 2026. So all of this is telling us that while there's a lot of struggle happening, right, having to do 2 jobs, 3 jobs, or people saying that there are no opportunities, on the other side, there's actually an area where there are recruiters looking for opportunities, organizations are looking for people that have the skills. So companies are searching for the right talents. So when there are limited qualified professionals, right, there are unprecedented opportunities for those who are ready to get trained. That's exactly what birthed Cloud. I saw the fact that, you know what, I have learned cloud computing skills, and recruiters were always reaching out to me. Meanwhile, I know people that are trying to get job opportunities and they've not been able to. And I know that my journey was not like that at the beginning. There were times I was doing all sorts of jobs when I moved to this country 10 years ago. I knew the kind of things that I did, but I didn't have the right skills. Even though, yes, I finished with the first class mechanical engineering, I did my master's in mechanical engineering, had a distinction, it was still not sufficient. And that's what I was saying, that if you invest in a training like this, some of you have done masters, you've paid 10,000 pounds, 50,000 pounds. The amount of money I paid for my masters was not even sufficient enough for me to get a job in that field. Meanwhile, it was until I leveled up my skills, and that's what we're encouraging you to do today. So some of you have paid 10,000 pounds, 20,000 pounds, you've saved for many years, you've come to do your masters abroad, but you're still not getting opportunities. Imagine investing in a training like this and then knowing that what you're learning is relevant to what recruiters are looking for. That is what you need to do, and we'll talk about how that is going to happen. So it is the right opportunities, and you can access this opportunity. It doesn't matter what your background is. What if 16 weeks could change your current reality? I've talked about the average starting salaries. Even if you're a beginner, there are remote job opportunities in this field. You're not going to be working with, we have people who have come to us and be like, yes, we have people who have studied dentistry, people who have studied nursing, right? And they decided to go on this kind of jobs, maybe out of passion, they wanted to, but by the time you realize that the job is becoming exhausting, there's no time to rest, why not try tech, right? There are visa sponsorship opportunities. You can bring your family to the UK, to the US, to other countries that you're desiring to move to. Within this cloud DevOps space, there's actually actual career growth, not just empty promises. You can map out what your roadmap looks like. Some people, even sometimes when we talk about, okay, fine, the starting salary is this amount, some people are like, but another company is offering me another role. And my question is, 2 years down the line, what will your salary be? In cloud computing, 2 years down the line, you can double your salary. And it has happened. It's not, this is my field. I've been in this for many years, and I've seen how my salary has significantly progressed just because I've continued to build up on my skills. And you can also do it. This is available for everybody. It's not just specific people, right? All of this and more are possible for you. And I want you to know that it is very, very possible. So you can do a work that values your skills and your potential. So come with me. Why transition to cloud DevOps? I've already started talking about it, but I'll do a recap. I'm just giving you about 9 reasons. There are so many more reasons, but let's talk about 9. So the first one is that you're investing in your upskilling. Companies will pay for your training, upskilling investment. The thing that I've found in my journey as a tech professional, like I've never seen how much organizations have been invested, because before I go into the career world, I did my master's where I had to pay for it myself. I did a certification last month at work. It was my company that paid for it. I'm doing another one this month. My company has already sent me the voucher to go ahead and do it. Organizations are investing billions in training their teams because skills gap is so bad. Many organizations will sponsor certification and training programs for you. But that's even when you've gotten in the first place and you've shown them that you're a good investment. Secondly, the most recruited tech role right now is within this cloud computing and DevOps. 29% of IT teams have recently hired a DevOps engineer. Topping the roles being recruited, companies are fighting over DevOps talent. See, I've even seen this happen to me significantly. There's sometimes when I have the conversations to meet people one-on-one, I just show them, come and look at my LinkedIn profile, come and see the DMs I'm receiving. That there's premium salaries available within the cloud and DevOps. The average salary of a cloud DevOps engineer, we talked about, is 80,000. That's after you've entered, right? We talked about entry level before, 45,000, 40,000 and above. But the average salary, I haven't practiced for a number of years. We're talking about 80,000 to even 100,000. By the time you've been in the field for about 5 years, you're looking at 6 figures within the cloud DevOps space. Again, this is our reality, right? This is not just talk. Now, another reason is that there are multiple career ladders and pivot opportunities. You start out as a junior DevOps engineer, and there's plenty of room for you to grow. You can become a senior man. Now I'm a manager. I manage DevOps teams. I work with DevOps engineers, I manage migration projects and all of that. You can go from entry level into anything. You can become an architect. You can become a senior architect. You can become a platform engineer. You can become a site reliability engineer. All of this comes with a higher salary. There's 21% job growth, faster than almost every other profession. And you find this a lot in tech, also within the field of DevOps. So DevOps engineer demand is projected to grow 21% by 2028. And we're expecting over 200,000 new jobs within the next decade. So there is opportunity, because the thing is that you don't want to position yourself in an area that will not be relevant. That's the drive and the motivation behind saying that we can train you and then get you positioned for these opportunities that are already there and that have potential to even go higher. So there's a huge global growth ahead of you. The cloud industry is growing very fast. The cloud market is around $912 billion now, and is expected to approach $6 trillion market by the mid-2030s. You can imagine, because organizations are rapidly moving their workload to the cloud. In fact, the trends that, when I tell people about cloud, as at 3 years ago or 2 years ago, I'm telling people about cloud, we were really talking about $1 million markets, but now we've hit $1 billion market for cloud, right? So it's just showing you how, and all of these things I'm telling you, you can't see. This is an information age. There's no, as I'm telling you all these things, you can be checking it and say, is this thing true? Just put it into ChatGPT and be validating it. There's nothing that is not available online these days, right? So you can always check that. But indeed, there are opportunities here. Also, you can AI-proof your career. This is very important. Everybody already knows that we're in an AI age. AI is coming for over millions of jobs, right, are going to be replaced by AI. But Cloud DevOps, we are the ones building the infrastructure that AI runs on. And we've done many webinars on this, talking about how AI does not change the fact, if anything, it will only accelerate the need for professionals like us, of which you can be a part of. So you're not going to be replaced because you're indispensable. Within Cloud DevOps, there are remote and flexible work opportunities as well. Around 70 to 77% of DevOps roles offer remote or hybrid work. I have been working remotely for quite a while now, running the business remotely, doing the things I used to do, my certifications have become, all of that has been happening. You can do it anyway, because all they need is your brain, right? You're not tied to any particular location. So that gives you opportunity to work from anywhere, whether you're working from home or you're working from abroad. And most importantly, there is a critical skills gap. 7% of companies say that DevOps is their #1 skills gap, and they cannot find enough professionals that can do this roles, especially within global organizations, which I believe that most people that join our webinars are people that maybe living in that diaspora, or people that want to actually move into another nation. And that's where, so that means that job security, you have that job security and you have that leverage throughout your career. All of this is very, very important. And these are things that I believe that people are looking for in job roles. Again, I'm not telling you what is vague. This is my reality. I've enjoyed people always asking, baby, where are you today? Because they'll see me. I mean, last week I was in a different country. Today I'm in a different country. That's the flexibility that comes. And I'm working. As I'm moving around, I'm working. My work continues, right? I'm doing the things that I'm doing, even though, yes, I'm maternity leave, which is about to end. I'm finishing my maternity leave, but I've still been working. I've been doing my certifications. I've been doing the things I need to do. I've been running the business. I've been doing so many things. So I've been working and then moving around while doing that. That's the flexibility that comes with being in a field like this. So now, I want you to know what's the bottom line. Cloud DevOps is not just a career choice. It's an opportunity for you to build wealth. Your career is an opportunity. This is not the only way you can build wealth. I'm not saying that this is the only thing that exists globally. In fact, you shouldn't have just one stream of income, right? But you can have a rewarding career that becomes a leverage. If you have a lot of resources coming into your career, all you need to be thinking about now is how do you invest that money to further multiply the wealth. But you need to even have a very good career that can give you, because you're trading. The thing about career is that you're exchanging your time. Most people spend more time in their career than even their own business, as long as they have a 9 to 5. 9 to 5 takes a lot from you. So what's the point of doing a 9 to 5? That doesn't give you significant reward for that time that is going to take from you. That's why you have to make sure that your career is positioned well as a solid source of income, so you can have enough resources to do other things you want to do. You can have enough resources for you to invest, for you to launch another business on the side, but your 9 to 5 has to be rewarding. And one of the beautiful things about having that a solid 9 to 5 is that your job security is there, right? I was in a session earlier today, we talked about 9 to 5 as a job where it's your 9 to 5, your career, your employment is an investment that is low risk and high reward. In some cases, low risk and low reward, but in the case of DevOps, low risk and high reward. So the market is going to be 500%. It's going to experience a 500% growth by 2034. You can AI-proof your career. DevOps is one of the highest recruited tech roles, right? There's a 21% job growth, 7 times faster than an average. Their average salary, depending on your country, depending on your nation, but the average salary is from £80,000, which is about $140,000, $120,000. Within that area, right? 68% of companies are investing in upskilling because they don't have. See, the reason why I'm so passionate about what I do is because I've been in this field and I've seen people that have taken on these roles, or people that are acting as DevOps engineers who don't necessarily have the skills, but because those are the people that are available and are holding those positions, they have to do it. And I'm like, see, we can take our time to properly train people and then get them to take these roles instead of people who are not so good doing the roles. Those who are not so good doing the roles, they can actually upskill as well, right? And I have something for you today. But I'm like, you can actually take out your time, learn the skills properly, and actually you will not struggle on the job that way. So there are opportunities available. So my question for you guys is that in 2030, where do you want to be? If you're thinking about AI, is it going to take my job? How am I going to get visa sponsorship? How am I going to move my family abroad? How am I going to experience financial freedom? Right? Or how am I going to start working remotely? My job is demanding the choice is yours and the opportunity is now. I present to you a way out. An opportunity that you can actually access, right? People have done it. I'll show you our success stories, and it can also be you. So let's go on. Now, the problem that happens when people are thinking about, okay, fine, yes, I'm ready, I want to go into, and there was time I used to organize webinars where I just tell people that, you know what, I think you should consider this career path. There are opportunities available. What I noticed is that ultimately, even when you come and you tell people that opportunities are there, what happens at the end of the day is that people don't know where to start from. And that's where Cloudboosta came from. So most people are thinking about, okay, should I go ahead? Okay, now I know cloud is there. I've checked ChatGPT. I've done my research. There are opportunities. I want to get a high-paying job. You already understand, that you want to move into this area. But the next problem is that how do you know what you're going to learn? So most people try and learn everything, and I don't end up learning anything useful. A number of people are going to spend months or years in tutorials. You see a video online, they'll tell you 10 hours to become a DevOps pro, and then you start watching it, you get stuck, you don't know what to do. What the person clicked on their own site, what's happening when you click your own. Some people they've jumped in, they're like, okay, fine, let me just try these different technologies, and ultimately there are no roles available within those tech things that they are trying. A lot of people don't have a clear roadmap from now that you're a beginner, that you have actually made up your mind that, you know what, I want to consider this field, up until getting employed. You don't have a roadmap for that. People don't know how to position themselves for job opportunities, and people even give up before they even get started. And that is bound to happen when you don't have a roadmap, you don't have a clear picture, you don't know what you're doing, you don't have a mentor holding your hands. All of this is bound to happen. But here we are trying to solve these problems, or we've even solved it, right? And we've helped a lot of people. So for us at Cloudboosta, what you do is that you're learning only what is going to get you hired. See, as I'm telling you about cloud computing, right, there are so many things within cloud, but you cannot learn everything. For example, AWS has over 200 services. Now, are you going to start learning all those services one after the other? How long will it take you? Even I don't know all the services. But the question is, do you know the services that you need to learn so that you can get a job? That's why we're here. So we're going to get you to focus on 20% of the skills that will lead to 80% of those job offers that you want. We have a laser-focused 16 weeks curriculum, which I'll tell you about, right? And we focus on only the technologies that companies are hiring for right now. We keep reviewing it. I was telling our alumni community, because, we've been working with them more closely this day, and I was telling them that we noticed that all these things, there's so many things that have. The world of tech changes a lot. It changes very fast, and we are on top of the research. So I'm like, you know what, this cloud, we focused on AWS for long, and it's been very helpful. But we noticed that there's been a rise for Microsoft Azure roles. We say, we're like, you know what, we want to actually get you guys back on, but come and learn Microsoft Azure from us free of charge. And that's for our alumni community, and many other things that we're doing for our alumni community. Some of them are on the call, they are listening to me, so we keep our eye on the trends, because the trends change very quickly within this area, within the cloud area. Things change very fast. So you're like, okay, this particular cloud provider was the talk of town this time, and then next year you're like, is another cloud provider. So that's what we do. So we only expose you technologies that companies are hiring for right now. We give you a clear week-by-week roadmap, which you can follow, right? Follow until you get your job. And then, of course, you have portfolio projects that get you interviews, and then we give you job readiness strategies that actually work. Before I tell you what we do in Cloudboosta in more greater depth, I'm sure some of you are wondering, hey, okay, fine, you have told us the opportunities are available. Yes, we're ready, we're ginger. But what's this cloud about? So let me just break down what cloud computing is in simple terms. Some of you have actually been following us for many years. You've heard me say this multiple times, but I know some of you are brand new to us. So I'll break everything down in simple terms. And that's one of the things that we do a lot at Cloudboosta. We love breaking things down in a way that anybody can understand, because we assume that everyone is learning from scratch, right? So cloud computing, simply put, is the delivery of computing services. And when we talk about computing services, I'm talking about servers, storage, databases, networking, software. You're delivering all of this over the internet instead of using actual computers. So think of it like electricity, right? You don't need to own a power plant. you know, some of you are in Nigeria, there's the Keja Electric Distribution Center and all of these things. So you don't need to own that entire power plant. All you need is that when anytime you need electricity, you plug in, use what you need when you need it, right? You don't need to own a power plant. And that's what cloud computing majorly is. So we have major cloud providers. We have Amazon Web Services, where Microsoft Azure, they have decided that they will bear the entire burden for organizations that need to use servers. Any organization that needs databases, you don't need to go and buy database. Just plug into our own platform and then use the database you use. If you need it for 5 days, you use the database for 5 days and then you destroy the database. You don't need it anymore and you only pay for 5 days. But we did the old model before the world of cloud computing. What happens is that if you need a database organization, you go ahead and buy the database. And imagine you're using database for just 5 days. You use database for 5 days, but you've already bought it. And then the cost of buying that database has been wasted because you only needed it for 5 days. So it's a pay-as-you-go model. Similar to Uber. When you think about Uber, you don't need to have your own car, right? All you need is to move from point A to point B. So at that point in time, you move from point A to point B, you hop into an Uber, you move from point A to point B, and you pay for just that service instead of going to buy a car because you want to move from point A to point B. Are we together? That is what cloud computing is, simply put. But there's a lot that has to do with the behind the scene of what cloud computing is. But let's just leave it at that level for now. Some of you use iPhone and they'll tell you, you know, do you want to access iCloud storage? Your phone storage is limited. It could be 256 gigabytes. And then once you exhaust that, it says that, do you want to access iCloud storage? What they're telling you is that you're moving beyond your physical phone and you're trying to access another storage that is available somewhere else. So you don't need to know where that image is stored when you said that you want to use iCloud, but you know that anytime you need the image, it is available. That is what cloud computing is. Advantages: there's a lot of scalability when it comes to cloud computing. It's cost efficient and is accessible globally. You know, Google Drive is a form of cloud computing where you don't want to store an image on your laptop. You upload it to Google Drive and then you travel to Australia. As long as you have internet access and your login details, you can always access that image. This is what cloud computing is. When we talk about DevOps, it's actually a culture that combines development to create faster, more reliable software delivery through automation, collaboration, and continuous improvement. So as a DevOps engineer, what do? You actually bridge the gap between software developers and the IT operations team. So your role as a DevOps engineer is to automate processes, manage cloud infrastructure, and ensure that applications run 24/7. If you've ever seen an update on your WhatsApp and you just randomly woke up to the update, you didn't even know when it came and nothing broke, that's a DevOps engineer. There's a DevOps engineer behind the scene ensuring that that has worked well. So as a DevOps engineer, you're not a software developer, you know, but what you're doing is ensuring that the software development process works fine, right? You're ensuring that anytime an application is updated, the changes are properly deployed and your application keeps running smoothly 24/7. Applications need to always run 24/7. Anybody can also do a transaction on their app any time of the day. So applications always have to be always available. And as DevOps engineer, that's your responsibility. So there are many different tools that are involved in this world of DevOps, and there are many different tools that are available in the world of cloud. But we found that generally in this world, as if you have both cloud computing and DevOps skills, there are lots of opportunities available for you. There are recruiters right there looking for people who can actually ensure that applications run 24/7, ensure that applications are properly deployed on the cloud, ensure that, you know, applications are your infrastructure is properly automated on the cloud, and that's what your role will look like as a cloud DevOps engineer. Why should you join Cloudboosta? I'm beginning to wrap up now. Stay tuned to the end for a special offer that I have for you. 12 things that makes Cloudboosta different from every other any other person that is doing the same things that we do. 12 things. At the heart of all of this is a lot of passion, intentionality, and focus on people, especially non-tech background. So at Cloudboosta, we take it from beginner to being a job-ready professional in 16 weeks. And how we do that, the first thing that we do is to give you a structured learning plan. You also have bespoke lab sessions with us, right? I was going to talk about all of this one after the other, but I think we've run out of time. So I'll just dwell on this slide. I have slides breaking down everything, but let me just dwell on this. And then I'll take you to the offer, and then I'll go straight into your questions. If I need to refer back to slides, we'll do that. So we have a structured learning platform. You will tell you exactly what you need to learn in the 16 weeks that will help you to access the job opportunities that you need. Also, we have bespoke lab sessions. Our students really love this. Anytime you learn a concept at Cloudboosta, you're going straight into a smaller group. So we can have a class of 20 people, 25 or 30 people. We will always reduce the number. We always have what we call breakout sessions, where you actually go into a breakout room. It can only be maybe between 5 to 7 people within that room, and you're building the practical side of what we just taught you. Our students really love that, because you get the support, you get to interact, because it's really hands-on, and everything you learn, you're practicalizing it immediately. At Cloudboosta, you only learn the relevant tools that you need. Not every tool is relevant. Tools get archaic very quickly in the world of technology, and even within the cloud computing and DevOps space. So we're on top of it, on top of research. Any tool that we notice that is no more in demand, we remove it from our curriculum. Anything we realize that is still very, very, very good, we add it to our curriculum. You have access to industry experts. This is very important. Everyone that teaches you actually practices cloud DevOps. Some of us went to universities where the people that are teaching us, they've never done any of those things before practically. But that's what we had, and we had to use it, and thank God for where we are. So for me, I've been in this field for over 8 years. When I teach our students, I teach them from my experience. We have instructors from all across the globe: Netherlands, America, Australia, South Africa, different places. And they come and teach you from what they're doing. So we have our classes on Saturday, right? Our classes run on Saturdays, 9 to 5 p.m. UK time. And I could literally be talking to you about what I did for work on Friday. That's what we're teaching you. That's how relatable the content is to what you're going to meet in the workplace. There is motivation and accountability within our system. We're tracking everything. We're looking at your attendance, who is coming to class. You know, you have an accountability partner. You're doing group work. All of this is just to make sure that you're taking the program seriously and you get all the support that you need. You have to submit assignments. We give you reports at the end of the first semester. At the end of second semester, you get your detailed report as well. We assess you on your technical skills and your soft skills. All of this is to get you to competence. We also have weekly drop-in sessions. You can be working, you can come to class on Saturday, have assignment to submit by Thursday. But there are areas that you're still not very comfortable with, you're not sure about. You can book a one-on-one session with us, or you come for a drop-in session, which happens on Wednesday. All of this is to support you, to ensure that you get the job that you want and you understand the concept. We also have group projects. That one is compulsory, because you can never be a cloud DevOps engineer alone in an organization. You have to work in a group. We also build your soft skills as well. You're learning technical skills, you're learning how to present, how to solve problems, how to work in a group, how to communicate effectively. You're getting work experience. All your time with us at Cloudboosta counts for UK work experience. We're a registered company in the UK, and that counts for. So this serves as job reference for people as they explore their first role. We also have career support available. We help you with your CV review, your interview simulation sessions. You know, we do all of that. We help you with LinkedIn upgrade, how you can upgrade your account. We monitor it. We help you review it. And now we also have internship opportunity embedded in our program, which is is something that people are so excited about. We just recently did it with our partner company. So once you finish with us, you actually get to work on real life, which is really good. And it's for people who have taken the program seriously and have met our criteria. And therefore, we also have a very strong support system for our alumni community as well. You know, some people get their jobs before they finish, immediately after. Some people, it may be 3 months after, but however long it takes you to get your job, you still have that support that you're able to get from us, which is what really helps us. So there are 4 intensive pathways to your dream role. We now have 4 pathways at Cloudboosta. So we have the cloud computing pathway, we have the advanced DevOps pathway, we have the platform engineering pathway, we have the site reliability engineer pathway, and all of these are 8 weeks. So what do we recommend? If you're learning from scratch, join the 0 to Cloud DevOps pathway. So this is how we get to competence in 16 weeks. So you do cloud computing 8 weeks, and then you do advanced DevOps for another 8 weeks. That's 16 weeks in total. Within your cloud computing pathway, these are the things that you will learn. You will understand how to use AWS as a cloud deployment platform. You will learn to build scalable cloud architectures. You will learn to use various AWS services. You will learn basic programming. Don't run away from programming. You can learn it, right? Linux. You will learn Git and GitHub, and you'll be able to land roles as a cloud engineer or a solutions architect. So these are the kind of roles that you can learn if you enroll for just the cloud computing pathway alone. You can be a junior cloud architect, you can be a cloud support engineer, you can be a cloud product manager, you can be a cloud operations engineer, right? If you do the cloud pathway alone, which is 8 weeks, but we recommend you combine the cloud pathway and the advanced DevOps pathway. For the advanced DevOps pathway, you will understand CI/CD. 4 major tools are the focus of the advanced DevOps pathway. Jenkins, Kubernetes, Docker, GitHub Actions. And you don't need to have heard what any of this means. You don't need to know what they mean. We teach you from scratch. In the 8 weeks in advanced DevOps, you understand CI/CD deployments, pipelines and automation, CI/CD deployments. You will understand how to use GitHub Actions and Jenkins. You will learn containerization using Docker. You will learn container orchestration with Kubernetes. You will work with advanced projects within this core DevOps tools, and you become a sought after DevOps engineer. Again, what kind of roles can you access with those skills? You can become a cloud DevOps engineer. You can be a cloud automation engineer. You can be a CI/CD specialist. You can be a cloud DevOps consultant. You can be a senior cloud automation engineer. That's if you decide to combine your cloud and advanced DevOps pathway. Now, some of you are software developers already, or some of you have done a training like this. You've gotten your certification. You already have cloud skills. You already have DevOps skills, but you still haven't been able to get the right opportunities. Those are the people that I'm recommending the DevOps Pro course for. So this combines two pathways, right? So you're not going to be learning cloud from scratch. You're not going to be learning, you're not going to be doing any of the advanced DevOps tools. You are just going to be focused on platform engineering tools and site reliability engineering tools. So if you're doing the platform engineer pathway, what you will do, your skills are going to be focused around tools like Terraform, Ansible, Azure pipelines, and their project management tools as well. These are the login tools, monitoring and login tools like ELK, Kibana. Again, you don't need to know what this means, right? But usually for people who just push it into a particular pathway, you need to have a basic understanding. And if you want to learn it from scratch as well, that's fine. But usually we recommend this pathway for people who have actually done an equivalent amount of training that is relatable, that is, at the same level as what we are offering for the cloud and advanced DevOps pathway. Similarly, we have the site reliability engineer pathway. Again, here you're focused on, monitoring and login tools, CI/CD tools, Linux, Bash. You're learning all of that in greater depth, and there's also security embedded in this training as well. So these are some roles that you can learn after you do the DevOps Pro. That's you've combined platform engineer and site reliability engineer. You can be a senior DevOps engineer, you can be a DevSecOps engineer, you can be a site reliability engineer, and so much more, right? So I've already talked about how we get you to competence. I'll just go straight into, the offer that I have for you. So again, what do we need from you actually? Whether you're learning from scratch, if you're learning from scratch, see, let me just simplify it. What I'm recommending for people that are learning from scratch is do a 0 to Cloud DevOps 16 weeks pathway. You can decide that I just want to start with the first 8 weeks. That's fine. You do cloud computing alone. But usually we recommend that you do cloud computing and advanced DevOps. It will help you to access more opportunities than if you do cloud alone. So what do we need from you? Have a good computer. Be very comfortable with the general use of a computer. And we also need people who are ready to do extra hours for study and practice outside of class, right? This is important. We need to be passionate about this and to be ready to give it all that it takes. So, guys, are you willing to invest 16 weeks in 2020 just to change the next 60 years of your life, right? Very important. The 16 weeks that you're going to invest starting from 21st. Our next quarter starting from 21st of February. Investing all of that to move into a field that is rewarding, right? It's an investment and it is worth it. If you have any questions, please feel free to put it straight into Slido. I'm going to take them shortly. So for those of you that are interested, again, these are results from our learners. We have Tosi, who after our training with us got 2 AWS certifications, landed a dream job. We have Benga as well, who had done a master's degree in the UK in a tech-related field, and he still wasn't able to get a job until he did our training. That's what I'm saying. You may have invested in masters, right? Our training is not even anything on the same level in terms of cost for masters, and we deliver significantly more value. I saw it with myself, right? I'm not even using my master's degree, and I paid more for my master's degree than you're going to pay for this training. So you have to invest right. So after he did this training with us at Cloudboosta, I was able to land a dream job. These are people you can check up online. Ebuloma was working as a nurse. She moved into the field of cloud computing and she's enjoying herself right there, remote opportunities and lots more. Dorcas again had a background in Greek. Cloudboosta was her first exposure to cloud DevOps and she landed her role after her training. We also have Gbemisola we also have Olumide on the right. Again, landed his dream role after he's been working for quite a while now. Adiola was a working mom. She hadn't been in work job for many years and she was able to do a training with us and land her dream role as well. And all of this can be you, whether you're in a demanding role, it can really be you. So for those of you that are interested, This is the investment. People always say, how much is it? This is the price. This is the price. This is the price. Each of our pathways costs £1,500. Again, you'll get significantly more value than what you're going to have to put in. Right? I've done trainings, and I say this all the time because it's true. I've done trainings that I've had to pay £1,000 per day, £1,500 per day. This is an 8 weeks program. I am paying £1,500 for each pathway. Again, I have a discount for you at the end, don't worry. But this is the value of what you're getting. So if you want to do the Zero to Cloud DevOps, the value is £3,000 for the 16 weeks. And if you want to do this DevOps Pro as well, similarly, it's also going to cost you £3,000 weeks. And if you want to do all the 4 pathways together, which is possible over 32 weeks period, you're going to be looking at £6,000. But there is more. I have a special discount for you. You join today. We're in the spirit of New Year. We're in the spirit of Valentine as well. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. In fact, some of you that are listening, you should actually gift your girlfriend this course or gift your wife, because it's time for them to move to a new career, right? Gift them this course because you joined today and is in the spirit of New Year. We have a special discount for you. So instead of paying £3,000 for 2 pathways, you are only going to pay £1,800, which, see, guys, you should run to this offer. This is significantly more Imagine you're coming to class every week, Saturday, 9 to 5. There's support during the week. We're helping you even after the 16 weeks. You're still within until you get a job. We won't stop supporting you because that's what we're committed to. The point of investing this in a trainer and then not getting a job. So ultimately, we're holding your hands till the end. This is an investment. Some of you have paid £10,000 for your masters. Like I said, I paid I think my masters was about £20,000 or so. That was 10 years ago. I don't even know how much it is now. Right, you can imagine. And again, I'm not doing anything with that master's program, but we're saying pay less than £2,000, 16 weeks, and then just being able to, like midwives, right? We're helping you burst a new career, and then it just continues to go upwards from there. So if you're ready, please jump at this offer for the DevOps Pro as well. Same thing, discount is available. If you want to do all 4 pathways, instead of paying £6,000, you can be with us. Imagine you're going to spend 32 weeks with us. That's about more than half of the year. And you're going to be with us, coming to class every week. We're going to be investing in you, training you, teaching you, guiding you. £3,500 for 32 weeks. It is more value from what you're going to join us. If you're interested, just send us a message. We have installment payment plans available, right? We have installment payment. We have up to 3 installments if you want to take advantage. You can pay in any currency, naira, dollars, euros, pounds. You can pay in any currency. All of this is available. So the cost of inaction, where will you be 12 months from now? Nothing is going to change, right? You can decide that I'm not going to do anything. Let me just continue what I'm doing. Let me just continue feeling the way I'm feeling. Or you can decide that, you know what, let me take action. Let me have a new career by July 2026. Let me 3 times my income. Let me future-proof my career. Let me experience career growth. If you're interested, please reach out to any of our program advisors. We are here to help you. So we still have our early bird discount running, right? We still have our early bird discount running. Reach out to any of these 2 numbers on WhatsApp, and we're going to attend to you immediately. If you're ready to make payment, please feel free to make the payment. Transfer to us. We're going to confirm your payment, or reach out to us on WhatsApp. Speak to one of our program advisors, but the opportunities are there and we are ready. We are capable. We've been doing this for about 5 years now, and we've helped many people, and we cannot wait to help you as well. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I'm going to go straight into your questions. Now, please don't forget, if you have questions, please put it in Slido. It makes it easy to track, okay? And this conversation is recorded. You can always watch the replay. Somebody is saying that, honestly, I want to join and have a better life, but the amount you charge is too much. Imagine a graduate trying to have a better life, have to pay £2,000. I totally understand. Anything that is of value requires, sometimes this investment is not even going to be made by you directly. It's going to have to be somebody making that payment on your behalf. We can do installment payment. That's why we have installment payment plans as well, which you can take advantage of. We can, like I said, like imagine you come and do masters for 1 year, pay £10,000, and then you're not able to get job opportunities. Meanwhile, you're investing just a fraction of that into something that we know that is directly related to a role that you can get and that has a clear roadmap is worth the investment. And again, like I said, sometimes, when you want to do masters abroad or you want to do, sometimes you actually have to be like, I need someone to sponsor me, because you will get that return on the investment afterwards. And that's the most important part. So please take advantage of our payment plans that are available. speak to one of our program advisors. We want to help you. So thank you. What's the relationship between cloud engineer and DevOps engineer? Okay, we've covered that already. You mentioned visa sponsor. Can you name actual companies that sponsor cloud DevOps roles? I've been lied to before by. Are you serious? I have been sponsored by Accenture. I've been sponsored by Capital One. I've been sponsored by PwC in my career, and there's so many more companies. So that one is not even like there are opportunities that NHS sponsors. There's so many companies that will sponsor you. I know BJSS sponsors. There are companies that will sponsor you for your cloud DevOps role. So that one is very like that's what I've benefited personally. Okay, someone is saying, I have zero tech experience. Like I barely know how to use Excel. Can I really do this? As long as you can use the computer, as long as you can use please, any criteria for the sponsor, you have to demonstrate value to the company. You have to see, that's the thing. That's why we're saying enroll for this kind of. If you're thinking that you want a company to sponsor, you have to. Why should they invest in you? You have to demonstrate value. And that's where doing a course like this gives you that leverage and differentiates you from the cloud. We have people who have done our training and they've pitched, and the organization will say, well, sorry, we cannot sponsor. At the end of the day, they employ them maybe with a post-study visa. When they see the value that the company has added, that the person has added to the organization, they end up sponsoring. So you have to demonstrate value, and it's from thinking about every business is looking for people that can solve their problems. They're looking for people who have skills that can actually add value, and that's why we're saying, join us. I don't even own a laptop right now. I'm watching this on my phone. What do I need to get started? You need a laptop. You need a laptop, and you need to be comfortable with the use of a computer. If you've not used the laptop before, it's going to take. I would recommend that you should do a digital training first, because I wouldn't want you to come and then invest and then you're struggling. We don't want that. So the minimum criteria is that you must have used laptop before. You must have used Windows. You must know how to navigate a computer. Even though you don't need to have a tech background, but that's digital skills. You need to have that, please. So you may need to do a training that upskills you in that area, then you come for our course, but you can still speak to us and we can guide you better. Just reach out to any of our program advisors. Please, let's have the numbers in the chat box. How much time do I actually need per week? I'm working 2 jobs right now. I barely have time to sleep. So I'll recommend every Saturday, you need to have your Saturdays blocked out 9 to 5, and then you can put 2 hours 3 times a week to study. If you can do 5 times a week, even better, but minimum, please, so that you don't think, because it's not just about coming to class. You need to do your assignments, so that's going to take extra time. So I hope that helps. I'm 5 years old. Am I too old to start a career until will companies even consider me? Right? You're not too old. We have people who are 60 years old that have done our training. So if you're interested, you can join us. Reach out to one of our program advisors. I started learning Python online last year, but gave up after 2 weeks. How is this different from other courses I've tried and quit? So that's because you're trying to do it alone. That's why now for us, you're going to come to class to learn that Python. So all you need to do is to sit down on the Zoom call and listen. And then we have practical Python labs that are going to work on after learning the Python. So where are you going to? If we don't see you in class, we're going to chase you. If you don't submit your assignment, we are coming for you, because we have record of everything. So that's what makes our training different, because you're not just sitting on a computer and they're watching a video. Nobody's even tracking halfway through the video. Did the person finish? The person not finish? For us, we see all you're doing. We're giving you assignments. We're holding your hands. If you get stuck, maybe you were trying to solve a problem. You didn't understand it. That's why you left the course. But here, if you have a problem you don't understand, you can reach out to us. We are able to guide you. So it makes it very different. Yes, there are payment plans available, right? You don't need to pay 2,000, but in fact now it's 1,800, and there are payment plans available that you can explore. So please take advantage, reach out to us. I'm in Nigeria right now. Can I do this program from here? Oh, yes, it's virtual. You can do it. We have people from Nigeria who have done our program. What's success? Like, realistically, how many people complete and actually get jobs? A number of us actually, there are a good number of people that have finished our training and have gotten job opportunities. Some have not landed their job opportunities yet, and we're still guiding them on that process, because there are many factors that will lead to you getting a job, but you have every single thing that you need to land that opportunity that you need. I see 45,000 to 85,000, but is this realistic for someone that has no experience, or is it only after years in the field for you to get started? So that's why we said that's average. Starting salary is usually around 35,000. Some people are able to even negotiate to get 40,000 as their starting salary. But what we're giving you is what begins to count as your experience. So you're building your initial bulk of experience from us. That's what you're doing. And that's why all of what we do, everything I'm doing as work experience. What we're positioning you for is that you've been with us for 6 months or 4 months, and then Some people stay on, they start lecturing other, or they start helping, not lecturing, they start helping others, they start pass all the time that you spend with those classes as work experience as a cloud DevOps engineer, and then that now serves as your leverage to access job opportunity. Because think about it, how else are you going to be able to navigate and move to another field if you're tired of your current field? You need to have a roadmap that will guide you from where you are into where you need to be, and we have to be able to manage that roadmap properly, and that's what we do. Okay, so if you finish program, will you help me find a job? We have recruitment partners right now that we recommend our students to. You're guaranteed of an internship with us, but that ultimate job opportunity, we will give you opportunities that you can apply for and all of that, but the onus is still on you to be able to get that job. But you can rest assured, one thing that you can be rest, I can speak to any of our alumni about this. One thing you can be rest assured you get from us at Cloudboosta is that support until you get that job. We're here for you. So, and once you do all the things that we've guided you to do, you'll be able to get those job opportunities. I'm on a student visa right now. Can I start applying for jobs before I graduate? Yes, no, you don't need to wait. It's just that when you finish you have to finish your education first before you can actually do the job. But the earlier you start applying, the better. See, let me tell you something. I started applying for jobs. I'm not exaggerating. I landed in the UK 29th of September 2016. I started applying for jobs the next day, and for about 6 months, I did not get anything. I stayed applying for, I'm not joking. I was already working on, I came to this country serious. And even at that, it still took a while. Ultimately, the job that could sponsor me had to be a tech job, and I had to demonstrate that I was worthy of being sponsored. So instead of you going through that difficult journey, that's why we've collapsed the journey to make it easy for you. I want to bring my wife and kids over. How long after getting a Canary Car? I would say plan for, some people, like I said, get a job before, some people get after, but plan for 0 to 6 months after the training. It can be earlier, but plan for 0 to 6 months after the training. I failed maths in secondary school. Will I need to know how to do calculus or complicated maths? No, there's nothing like that. But the key thing for you is that it's going to stretch you. It's going to stretch you. It's going to stretch you. I won't lie to you. It's going to stretch you. It's going to stretch you. So, so please, but you don't need to know calculus, right? You need to know Python. You need to know Bash. You need to know a few things, but not calculus, okay? It's going to stretch you, but as long as you're willing and ready, you'll be able to do it. Can I really build a portfolio that impresses an employer in just 8 weeks? Yes, yes, you can. But within cloud computing alone, if you already have a background, you can do within one of the DevOps pathways. Yes, you can. You can. Dedicated 8 weeks, all the modules I showed you up. That's why I said it's intense. 9 to 5 every Saturday. You will have assignment. You are going to, even within that 8 weeks, you're going to do project presentation. People from the industry are the ones that will judge and see and guide you on how far you've gone. So yes, it's possible. People have done it, and you can. Please make sure your question is on Slido, please. I'm not monitoring the chat box so that I can answer all the questions. What happens after 16 weeks? Do I lose access to everything? No. Trust us now. We are passionate like this. You can't lose access to everything. You can still continue reviewing the materials. We give you materials to prepare for your, in fact, before we even had a 1-year limit. Right now, as long as you need the resources, it's available for you. So we're here. We got you. Exactly. So somebody's saying that I've seen boot camps charging 8,000 to 2. I even like this honesty. I've seen boot camps charging 8,000 to 12,000 pounds. So those of you are saying that, oh, this is 2,000 pounds. You know, why is yours different, and what am I not getting that the expensive ones offer? I don't know what they're offering, no. But me, I know what we are offering, and I know that what we're offering to you is significantly more than the amount you're paying for. But for us, it's a passion project. I'm already a cloud DevOps engineer. I'm enjoying the benefits of being in this field, but I cannot just keep quiet and enjoy the benefits when I know, particularly people of African origin, I know how intelligent we are. I know that with a little push, we can actually also get there. So that's the reason why we're doing what we do. We can't sit back and there are job opportunities. What's the joy of me saying that? So within the last 5 years, no exaggeration. If anybody misses physically, I can show you. I've had over 200 recruiters reach out to me on LinkedIn within the last 5 years, asking me for a job opportunity. So what's the value of being able to boast in that? The joy for me is, have I been able to train people who cannot access that opportunity? Since I cannot do 200 jobs, have I been able to train people who can actually access this opportunity? Right. So that's the, so I don't know what the expense, but one thing I know is that everything that I've listed out for you today, you will get it, and even more. right? And it is significantly more value than what you're paying for. But again, it's a passion project. We're doing it. My cousin did a 6 months AWS and still cannot find a job. Why would 8 months work when 6 months didn't work for him? For the many reasons I gave. You getting a job is not just about having a technical skill alone. Nope. You need support. You need group projects. You need to work on your CV. You need to be visible on LinkedIn. It's not just about, so you can do, yes, you can do a training for 1 year and not get a job if you don't do it right. So that's why you can see that what I'm showing you is, I told you 12 different things, 12 things that we're doing differently. So it's not so much about, I've done an AWS training. You can do AWS training. You can even do 5 certifications and not get a job. For many reasons. How is the person's LinkedIn profile? How is their CV? What projects have they worked on? Have they been prepared for interviews? Do they know how to answer interview questions? Do they know where to get job opportunities? There's so many reasons, and all of that is what we'll give you. So I hope that convinces you. It's very different. I'm working in a care home, making 11 pounds per hour in 6 months. Where can I realistically be if this program is exactly the way you are teaching it in 6 months' time? Ask the people that have done our training. Number one, you will have been exposed to everything I've said today. You will have been exposed to tools that you've never used before. You will have stretched yourself. You will be able to look at a project. Like, some of our students actually get emotional. I'm not even joking. You know, some of the video clips are on Instagram. Some of our students get emotional when they think about how much they can actually look at the technical project and dissect it and say, this was my presentation. It's life-changing. I'm not even joking. It is. It is. So, and yeah, it's good that I work in a care home and all of that, but I know that from that mess, you can challenge yourself to do more. You can do more. So you'll be at a point where you're confident about what you know within the cloud DevOps field. Now, sometimes there are many factors that determine when you will land your job. Many factors. I can't go into details of that now, but ultimately, you'll be able to look at people. Our students are interviewing for us, and I can't believe the things that I'm saying, because these are things I had no idea what it was before, and they've been able to get. So you'll be able to learn all these tools from scratch, and you'll be able to access those opportunities. You may even, depending on your level of seriousness and intensity, you can land your dream job in 6 months. People have done it. Some people, some people 9 months, some people 6 months, some people immediately after 4.5 months, 5 months, different criteria. Okay, I have a criminal record from 10 years ago. Will that stop me from getting hired in cloud DevOps? That one, I think, is very dependent on the company, on the organization. Okay, but if you want to still speak to one of our program advisors, we can have a conversation and help you assess the situation. Can you help me get sponsorship role afterwards, please? Of course, we'll position you to be able to get it, but ultimately, you will still be the one to get it. But we're holding your hands to be able to get it. How soon can I build my first portfolio after and start applying before I complete the training? Because I need sponsorship soon. I understand. So, for our students starting 1st of February, we're actually going to be monitoring their LinkedIn profile, because from your first lecture, like, I'm looking forward to my students. You guys are going to see me. By the time I'm teaching you, I'm in Canada right now. I'm going to be in UK next week. I'm going to be teaching you from the UK. You know, by the time after your first class, you will have projects that you're already talking about, let alone after 4 weeks, after 6 weeks, you know. So please go ahead and please, you will have your portfolio. You'll be building it on the go. Every class, every assignment, everything is building up your portfolio. Okay, so can I get the slides? If not, can I get the prices and discounts? Highly discounted right now. Instead of 3,000, you're paying just £1,800, which is so discounted. So, and for the person that said they have seen £8,000, I hope you've seen that the value that, I don't say that because our own is £2,000. No, you've seen all the value that itemized for you. Will get it at much more. The comments that people end up making is that we gave us more value than what we gave. But ultimately, it's a passion project, so we have to give you more value than what you can get. You know, ultimately, because we just want you to get the jobs. Like I said, what's the value of me boasting that many companies are reaching out to me? No, it makes no sense. What makes sense to me is that I've been able to train people and they've been able to get these job opportunities and they're happy. They're living better lives. They're able to bring their family to UK, to US, to Canada, and all of this place. So I've answered all the questions on Slido. Please put your question on Slido. I cannot track the chat box. Let me see if I can attempt to track the chat box. Yes, Henry, take action now. 20, that's 3 years that I will be following. Today is your day of taking action, okay? I'm in the UK, would like to join. Can I know how to? You don't have any experience, reach out to one of our program advisors. You can join us immediately. Coding, they fear me, yo. Oh my God. I've been using Memo app to learn and it's not been easy. Don't worry. We're here to hold your hands. Amarachi, join us. I know this amount to risk. I know it is rewarding. It is actually, you have nothing to lose. I'm telling you. From this investment. What's the difference between cloud computing and DevOps? I already covered that. I have no digital experience. Please, you need some digital experience. You need to be able to use laptop. You need to be able to open Windows and all so that you're not lagging behind in class. Do you mean a company can sponsor an applicant for this training, or you meant for future roles? For future roles eventually after you finish the training. And if you have an organization that you want them to sponsor you for the training, by all means, you can tell them. Can we get the slides? Yes, you can get the slides. Okay, thank you. It's been a long evening, Friday night. I'm sure we have things we want to do. 15 minutes over the clock. Thank you for your time. Be in our DMs. Take advantage. This discount only lasts till Tuesday. After Tuesday, you're paying the full price, £3,000. So please take advantage. Be in our DMs. Reach out to us. Right? Secure at least you can even pay your first installment. If you plan to do 3 installments or 2 installments, you can pay your first installment. So that's till Tuesday. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in class. I'm looking forward to taking you on your journey. Myself and the other instructors at Cloudboosta, we cannot wait to have you. Thank you. Please enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye, everyone. It's been a long evening. Please enjoy your weekend and enjoy Valentine's Day tomorrow. Bye, everyone. See you in class. But reach out, save our numbers. Save our numbers. We have it in the chat box. Reach out to one of our program advisors. Reach out to one of them. Reach out to them. And I can't wait to see you in class. All of them, I'm noting your names. Oh, Bernard, Amarachi, I want to see you in class. Henry, I want to see you in class. How do I get your program advisor? We've been putting it in the chat. Please, can you put it in the chat box again? Henry, you have to take action this today. Oh. Anyway, please put the numbers. Can someone put the numbers again in the chat box? For our program advice. So we have 2 of them. You can reach out to any of those WhatsApp numbers, or if you just scroll up, I'm sure you can see those WhatsApp numbers, any of those UK numbers. Please reach out to us and we cannot wait. Make sure you take an action. Imagine you people are paying 1,800 today, and just because you do not make up your mind on time, 5 days time, you are paying £3,000. That will not be good. So take an action today. All right, bye everyone. I've copied it again. Okay, someone else has done that. So send early bird discount, send EBD to one of our program advisors to lock down the price. Okay, I will not leave except you bless me with your training. All right, bye everyone. Henry, see you in class. Bye.